What kind of an overthinker are you? Are you a past overthinker, future overthinker? Are you a problem-solving overthinker? In this video, I've got 3 simple exercises for you to try and a little bonus exercise at the end if you watch through. I'm Stephanie Wood, EFT tapping trainer and practitioner for more than 20 years and the creator of Ultra EFT, which stands for Understanding Life Through Realization and Awareness. So let's talk a little bit about the types of overthinking so you can figure out which kind you are. You may already know. So are you a past overthinker, where you worry about all the things that you said and did? You may rehash things, replay memories, kind of just go over it and over it and over it and maybe berate yourself. It may be really great fodder for your inner critic to attack you. There's that kind of past overthinker. Also, some past overthinkers really get into second guessing decisions that they've made. So not sure if that's you, or maybe you're a future overthinker. You know, the one that plans to the nth degree so that no stone is unturned about what possible thing might happen. And that gets caught up in this trying to figure out every possible scenario, which can lead to a lot of anxious thinking. Some future thinkers also like to rehearse what they're going to say in future situations, and that can really get caught up in a little game and story that isn't usually very comforting. And finally, there's the problem-solving overthinker, where you use that big brain of yours to analyze everything. It's the analysis paralysis, where something comes up and you just need to logic it out. Now, the challenge with some of these overthinkers is that they can tend to rationalize things when they're not listening to their gut. The big brain comes in and overrides that inner knowing, overrides the gut knowing or the innate intuitive knowing or instinctual knowing, and logic tries to pop in and give that pros and cons list when there are some situations in life that a pros and cons list really and truly doesn't apply. In fact, there's a lot of situations like that. The problem-solving overthinker does have a tendency to see problems everywhere and always be trying to find a solution, to like build the better mousetrap. Again, there's nothing wrong with any of these types of overthinking. They only become a challenge when they start to interfere with your life in a way that you notice and that you're not comfortable with. So the good news about all of these types of overthinking is that your brain is working. That's the way your brain's supposed to work. And sometimes it's doing that to keep yourself safe. The brain will try to come in and do that. The other good news is that even though you can't ever stop that kind of thought, you can create a new relationship with it. So I'm going to show you 3 simple exercises and a little bonus exercise that you can do to get some relief if you notice that this is bothering you. So my name is Stephanie Wood, and I'm an EFT tapping trainer and practitioner for more than 20 years, and the creator of Ultra EFT, which stands for Understanding Life Through Realization and Awareness. So what kind of overthinker are you? Are you past, future, or problem-solving overthinker? This first exercise is really best for the past and future overthinkers, and it's very simple. The next time that you find yourself in that thought storm of overthinking, in that hamster wheel where it's going and going and going, what I suggest doing is saying it out loud. All those thoughts in your head, just say it out loud and keep going and keep going. And I suggest doing this while you're alone, although you could do it while you're talking to someone. You may catch yourself in the middle of that overthinking and notice it. So once you've been expressing all the thoughts that are going on, the next step is to just pause, and then you set a clear intention that the next words out of your mouth are going to have 0 to do with the past and 0 to do with the future. And then you try and tell a story. Okay, all stories are about something from the past or imaginings about the future. So just catch yourself and try it for a few minutes and see if any words at all come out. Just notice that. And sometimes that simple action of pausing and really noticing that, wow, I'm only talking about the past or the future, can have a profound impact in that moment. And if it does nothing else, it pulls you into the present moment and can sometimes give your brain a little scramble, which is not a bad thing when it's on the hamster wheel. It's that simple, and I encourage you to try that. The second exercise to help with overthinking involves calming 2 different meridians. The first one is the triple warmer meridian, which has to do with the fight, flight, or freeze response. And sometimes when we're in that habit or in the tornado of overthinking, it can light up all that stuff. So all you need to do is use the magnetic energy that's already in your hands, and you're going to trace this fight or flight meridian backwards. You begin at the temple and you go around your ear and you go down your arm to your 4th finger. I like to flick it off. And we're going to do that 3 times on each side. 2 and 3. And then the other side. Down to the 4th finger. And this just calms down that fight or flight response. And then just take your hands up your temples, around your ears, and just let them hang on your shoulder for a moment. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just let that shake off. You may even feel calmer already. The other meridian that's helpful to treat is the spleen meridian, because the spleen has to do with overthinking. And all we're going to do is trace that meridian backwards first to flush it, and then trace it the correct way. So now find a comfortable place and we'll do the 3rd exercise, which is a form of havening, a technique that beautifully calms the whole nervous system and allows you to tap into your delta state in a short amount of time. We're going to do this for 5 minutes, and it's almost the opposite of EFT in that you actually don't tune into your issue while you're doing it. You use distraction. But to begin, bring up that thing that you are mulling about, if there is something. And if there isn't something in particular, bring up the type of thing. You know, are you a future overthinker? Are you a problem solver? Whatever kind you are, this technique works for all of them. This technique is beautiful and simple, and you can do it anytime. There are 3 movements. They look like this, so just follow along with me, and we're going to do this together for 5 minutes. The first movement is like this. And just set an intention to set aside whatever was on your mind as you're doing this. This is actually about relaxing and not thinking about it. And we're going to use anything to clear your mind and put your mind on something else. So this is the first type of movement. You can do it faster. You could do it more slowly. You're basically soothing yourself from your shoulder down to your elbow on the outside. The second movement is on the face. You use your fingertips or your palms and just gently go over your face. And as you learn these, you can use whichever one you like. You can just move fluidly between all 3, or you can stick with one if you know you really like that one. It's a very relaxing exercise and very helpful to do on a daily basis. That's the second movement. And the third movement is just your palms of your hands together. It can be like this. It can be like this. Whatever's nice for you. Some people like to do this. It can even be as simple as your fingertips on your other hand. So whatever you like and feel comfortable doing, that may change. And just keep doing it as I'm talking. And We're going to use distractive techniques, so there's no way to do this wrong as long as you're using the different motions. You don't need to follow along with me in terms of where I'm havening. If you want to stick with your hands the whole time, you can do that or this. I'm just going to switch them up because I like to do that. So with your eyes open at the moment, just notice something in the room that is rectangular. Take a look at it. That's it. Trace your eyes around the corners of it. And then close your eyes for a second and open them up again. And now find something in the room that is square. And do the same thing. Just trace your eyes around it. Now find something in the room that is circular or a sphere. And again, just look around and just trace it with your eyes. See if there's anything in the room that's soft. And just notice that. And see if there's anything in the room that's hard. Is there anything shiny? And is there anything dull? Notice if there's anything smooth. And now I'm going to count backwards, randomly, but downwards. So there's no wrong way to do this. And just follow along if you want, whatever's comfortable for you. You don't need to say the numbers out loud. This is just a distractive technique. So 40, 38, 36, 31, 29, 26, 22, 19, 18, 16, and if you want to close your eyes, you can. 15, 12, 11, 9, 6, 3, 2, 1, 0. Shake that off, and if you choose to do this by yourself, I suggest setting a timer for 5 or 10 minutes, and you can do things like count backwards like that, randomly from 100, something to keep your mind on something. One of the things that I love to do is to go through the alphabet and name things that begin with that letter. It's a great way to just spend some time and put your mind on a pole so that it's doing something. And finally, the bonus technique is called the hookup. It is so simple, you can do it anywhere, anytime. One middle finger in the belly button, the other between the eyebrows. Push in and gently pull up like 2 hooks. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths there. Generally, when these connect, you may feel something or nothing. You may feel a sigh, you may yawn, and it's totally fine if you don't feel anything. But you can hold on to this for 15 seconds or even 2 to 3 minutes. If you know your mind is scattered, this is a great technique to help connect your mind with your body and bring you more into the present moment, which really always helps with overthinking. So I'm just going to hold it right now. For me, my signifier is a yawn. And it's coming. Okay, and take a breath, shake that off. So, how are you feeling? Do you notice anything different? I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope you're feeling calm and relaxed. If you don't, you can go and watch the other video, part 1, which has a tap along for overthinking. I also suggest drinking some water and resting for a few minutes and let everything that you just did process. If overthinking is a chronic problem for you, feel free to book a session with me or one of my associates so that we can kind of get to the bottom of it or help you create a new relationship with it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel and give it a like if you liked it, and leave a comment if you'd like. Also, be sure to check out my website. The link is below in the description. There's a whole bunch of freebies there on different issues. Thank you again for watching.